What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today I want to talk about the topic that I thought it was very interesting, and it's in regards to AFK stage grinding. You can see it in the background, my usual lazy strategy of grinding AFK stages with just an Ulmus Iron Comp, which is basically what I do because I've become quite lazy with progressing in there. And well, I saw some people, particularly Mr. City in my Discord server, who were quite the opposite of me. Not lazy at all, progressing massively in there. He even quite recently sent me a screenshot of AFK progress 2,500, because there is a pop-up pack there, and I always care about pop-up packs because, well, always kind of hoping they put another Stellar Crystal pack in there. But till now, it's not the case. We'll see this pack, by the way. I've also have a screenshot of it. I'll show you that in a second. But the thing is, I thought, well, he's at 2,500. He has to have higher resonance level than me. So he posted his resonance level, and I was very impressed, really. He has resonance level 960. While I'm at like 810, 820. I could go to 820 now, but for the sake of this video, I have to keep it like that. You will see in a second why. And I thought, well, that's insane. I wanted to see how much damage he does in Dream Realm. And, well, he says, well, not much more than you, really. I have some better heroes, of course. You might have seen it in the thumbnail. But I don't do much more damage than you. I said, well, that's kind of strange. I knew there was like a level cap because, well, if you check it out, it's like 820, 810. Those are my resonance levels. If we go into Dream Realm and click on it, we have 523 and 524. So I knew there was like some conversion associated with it. But given that he was at like 960 resonance level, I figured, well, that should be some higher level at that point. Should be a higher level, should be more damage. He should be way up those leaderboards and should be way higher than me. So now at this point, I want you guys to guess which level he has on his heroes in Dream Realm with resonance level 960. Keep in mind, 810, 820. 810 is 523, 820, 524. So which resonance level do you have with 960? So I give you like 1, 2, 3 seconds, and now and then I will show you the answer. And there we go, 525. I bet this isn't what most of you guys guessed. You can zoom a little bit in there. 525 on those heroes. Way lower than I expect as well. It's like one level difference. So the scaling on those resonance level for Dream Realm is like non-existent at this point. So like you have to keep in mind, I can now raise my resonance level by 100, 120, 150 levels until I get like one more singular level. So the damage difference that comes from resonance at that point is basically non-existent, and this harbors multiple problems at that time. He of course has the advantage if we scroll down a little bit. Yeah, those are quite some heroes and quite some stars. Honestly, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But still, he finds himself, he says, sometimes when he has a bad day, when he has bad RNG, he finds that he gets beaten by people that are way weaker than him. And I made the same experience, really. I made the same experience. Sometimes you just see people up ahead on the leaderboard that you've never heard before, that have way lower power than you, and still they can beat you at that point. And the reason is, well, Paragon doesn't really do too much in PvE. Of course, you get some more stats, but not that much more. And most people, or a lot of people, at least enough people to be competition for the leaderboard positions, have at least some Supreme Plus heroes or Mythic Plus or something like that. So with Supreme Plus heroes, you have very good chances at the leaderboard there. And by the way, we have a screenshot of his account as well. Isn't that nice? That's quite nice. 960, as you can see on all of his heroes, ends up being 525 in game. And for me, the same with 810 and 820. Of course, was designed to be a little bit misleading because you might think that it's way higher, of course. But exactly the breakthrough point is between 810 and 820. That's why I kept it that way. So, that being said, why do I not like this? Well, really, there are multiple things about it that I don't like. The first thing we already noticed or mentioned, it is really that the leaderboard becomes more and more compressed. People that were formerly pretty far apart now become closer together, because this entire range of over 100 resonance level is now at the same level in Dream Realm. And this makes the entire difference being heroes and maybe Supreme Plus heroes. And as I said, with there being a lot of people having Supreme Plus on their relevant damage dealers and supports, the distance really isn't quite big. It becomes more of a thing of hit RNG. Do you get the crits that you want? Do you get the hits that you want? Does the boss maybe crit, like in this example, and swipe a few of your heroes away? All of that becomes more relevant, and this not only leads to you basically having to use all your attacks within a day, because you really want to get that high roll, you really want to get the highest possible roll that you can do, so you really want to do your 10 attacks, but also it can lead to you really dropping down in rankings. And while this has of course a positive effect on some people now finding themselves at higher leaderboard positions that were formerly impossible for them to reach, it also is kinda annoying for, well, major spenders really, that find that, well, their spending didn't really do too much, and that I know leads to some people quitting, which in light of the recent decrease in players is just another factor contributing to the downfall, I don't know if I want to call it that way, of this game. Even see players like Endgame, insane guys, 46 million base, with 40 million base here, so it's still, of course it's higher power players, but Endgame fell down to place 3, and really we aren't that far apart, and you can see how even the tiny decrease in my damage would lead to me falling down multiple ranks, and this of course becomes only further amplified in the guild rankings. Barry is ahead of me, well, can't have that. I definitely have to beat this guy. That is not acceptable. I will take care of this later. And you can really see difference really isn't that insane. And let's look around my rank. That's like 130 million more damage. This is like a high roll, and if I now attack again, we might just increase our score, so I really want to do those 10 attacks, and this is kind of bad. I don't really like that. I feel like you kind of should be more rewarded for having a higher resonance level. There's a problem with that though, and the problem with you being rewarded for a higher resonance level is the source of that resonance level, and the source of that resonance level is AFK progress really. So the more you grind AFK progress, the more stages you really beat, the more resonance level you will have. And we saw that Mr. City was at 2,500 and now probably way beyond that even. And that is not only from quite some major spending as we saw, this is also due to him using the smoky strategy, grinding quite a lot, because you play a lot of manual teams in there, iron teams where you have to pull the enemy towards us. I made a video about this entire smoky strategy, and really you use that smoky team, and with that comes a lot of grind. And this game is not called Grind Journey, it's called AFK Journey. And that is of course for a reason. This is an AFK game, this is a game that is supposed to only require a limited engagement, require you to just spend a few minutes every single day on it, and not hours over hours over hours. So if you reward people for spending hours and hours and hours, this game is no longer AFK Journey, because the AFK part would then be a lie. And at hours we're not even discussing anymore whether it's still enough AFK. I saw the discussion on games where you had to spend like 20 minutes a day, where I say, oh, it's too much engagement, it's too much time we have to spend on it. And if we talk about 3 hours or something that you spend regularly on this game, then we're just no longer in an AFK game. Of course, that can't be the case. So we are kind of at this point where you can grind for resonance, but you're not allowed to be rewarded for it. And this creates this strange situation where you have a person like Mr. City, and we can take a look at this crazy account once again, with crazy stats, with crazy heroes, 960 resonance, an insane progress in the AFK stages, and not being rewarded at all for it, because, well, he's one level higher than me in Dream Realm, and that's all there is to it. And I think that's weird. That is a very, very weird situation, and I'm not exactly sure how they should solve that, because there are two conflicting interests. Quite the core of this game being an AFK game, and then, of course, the players profiting from playing the game, and it is quite the weird situation that we are in. I'm interested to see if they tackle this issue in further seasons. One step towards it would, of course, be to fix this guy, to fix Smokey, and make his third enhancement of his smoke not kill every single enemy on the board. I think that should be some damage, but not quite to that extent. And then we could talk about it, and then I think people would be a little bit closer together. But right now, being 960 resonance and then ending up with 525 heroes is crazy to me. By the way, I promised you guys to show you the exclusive equipment bundle. It's once again this one that we also had on 1700 for stage 2500. Yeah, I'm not really impressed with those. Didn't buy the last one, won't buy the next one. And yeah, if they continue with this, well, the next one would be at like 3300 or something, so not sure if I'm going to see this within this season. Yeah, but I would really care about your guys' opinion on this. Is that something that you guys thought about yet? It is a very strange topic to me. Still, with that, I wish you guys a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.